Well, hello, Denton. This is Jake Laughlin bringing you another episode of Discover Denton, the show brought to you by the Convention and Visitors Bureau, highlighting events around Denton. This week, we have Kim Phillips of the CVB talking about WFAA coming this Friday to Denton and how you can get involved with that, as well as Twilight Tunes happening this Thursday. So here is Kim Phillips of the CVB.
Good afternoon, Denton. This is Kim Phillips, Director of the Convention and Visitors Bureau, welcoming you to another episode of Discover Denton Radio. Hasn't it been a gorgeous weekend? Denton Arts and Jazz Festival, one of our largest events in Denton, was just this past weekend, broke every record set in its almost 32-year history. Amazing. They've been in the park at Quakertown Park now for 23 years and have never had a crowd the size of what we had this weekend. And I think a lot of that had to do with gorgeous weather, plus when people think of arts and jazz, they just think of spring in Denton, and it's just the real kickoff. And, man, it was a good time. Hope you got to come out and listen to some of the tunes. But there's plenty more about to happen. You kind of think, wow, can anything top Arts and Jazz Festival? Well, stuff is going on all year long, and the very next thing coming up is this week. This coming Friday, actually, we have WFAA, which is Channel 8. They're going to be in Denton, filming live for their morning program called Good Morning Texas. You've probably all heard of it. The show's host, Paige Smith, will be here in Denton and will be producing and broadcasting live from the square in downtown Denton. And we invite everybody to come out for this. We'll all be on TV live. We're going to have some music going on. We're going to have some little samplings of what Denton is all about set up. And if you've ever been to Twilight Tunes, we're going to kind of recreate that feeling on the square. But here's the deal. Twilight Tunes typically happens at 6:30 in the evening. And in fact, Twilight Tunes is kicking off this coming Thursday on the Courthouse Square. So if you want to know what we're recreating on Friday, check out Twilight Tunes this coming Thursday evening. So Friday morning, we're going to recreate this. And by morning, I mean 8 o'clock in the morning. I know. That sounds way too early, especially after enjoying an evening of Twilight Tunes. But we want to show what life is like on a typical day, evening, weekend. And to do this, we're asking the whole town, anybody that possibly can, show up out on the square between 8 and 8:30 this coming Friday morning, May the 3rd, and become part of the crowd. We want lots of people to cheer. We want lots of people to be there and be seen in the background. Think of like what goes on when the weatherman is talking. And in the background, you've got all these people holding up signs and cheering. And we need that kind of crowd going on the square this coming Friday morning. Those of you who are merchants or work anywhere near the square, just grab your work colleagues and everybody just walk out about 8:39, and then throughout the show, which actually airs from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., they'll be cutting away back to the Denton Square every time the host is being premiered. Now, they came here last weekend and shot quite a bit of B-roll footage, which will also be running during the show. So the whole show is going to be about Denton, about our music scene, about the shopping, and about the eclectic, interesting, unique things that Denton has to offer over any other destination in the area. It's the WFAA On the Road series. Try to come out this coming Friday morning. No cost. Come as you are. It'll be great fun. That said, we also have The Day Tripper. If any of you have ever seen this show, he has a huge following, about 500,000 to 1 million watchers every single week of his program. He's aired on public broadcasting television, and he's there every Saturday morning at 10 a.m., but he also has an online show at thedaytripper.com. And he's done a Denton segment, but he has a new piece of the program that's just starting this weekend, and they're starting it in Denton. So the Day Tripper will be back in town this coming Saturday. He's going to be at Beth Marie's. They're actually going to be doing a scavenger hunt all around downtown, around the square. So you'll see it's a whole bus tour of folks coming to Denton with Chet Garner and his production team. They'll all be here. They'll be at Recycle Books and Records. They'll be over at the downtown mini mall. They'll be all around the square checking it out, playing this game, and then they'll end their time in Denton at Rooster's Roadhouse where, believe it or not, they're going to take on the Hellburger Challenge. So that should be fun too. If you want to check it out, get some pictures, meet Chet. It'll be a good time to do it this coming Saturday, May the 4th. They'll arrive downtown around 1 o'clock and be here till 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So plenty going on, and that's just scraping the surface. May will be another busy month, and I'll keep you posted on what's going on throughout town. Tune in next week for Discover Denton Radio, and until then, have a good one.
There you have it. That was this week's episode of Discover Denton. A big thanks to Kim Phillips of the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Another big thanks to Gravity Feed for providing the intro and outro music. I'm Jake Laughlin, your host. Join us next week where we will be bringing you more highlights of our original and independent city. And in the meantime, go enjoy Denton.